So welcome to today's video. I wanted to share this swatch cards provided from Core about the new colors they are releasing. The information I've got from the website was that they will be released in the end of February. I am not sure if they are already available because in Germany, in Europe, they aren't so far. I haven't gotten any information when they will hit the European market. I've contacted Core, but I haven't gotten any answer so far. If I will get an answer, then of course I will let you know. So we have here the isoindolinone yellow. I don't know how to pronounce it. PY 110. Core have listed it as semi-opaque, semi-staining. I have looked the pigment up in the pigment database Handprint, and it is listed as a top 40 pigment, and it is a very light fast pigment as well. So then we have here the Pyrrole Orange PO 73, semi-opaque, staining, also listed on Handprint as a top 40 pigment and as a very light fast pigment. Both colors are definitely stable in the watercolor world, so we have a lot of other brands offering colors with those pigment as well. So it isn't very unusual. I'm not so sure about the next color because at least I don't have a lot of recognition about the number. Sometimes you see numbers you don't exactly know what pigment it is so I can't say, okay, PB29, it is an ultramarine blue. I know that I know the number because I have seen it a lot. But this one, PR242, isn't one I recognize a lot. It is called Diazo Scarlet. It is semi-opaque staining. It is listed as granulating here from the company. I have looked it up on Handprint, and it says also that it is very mildly granulating, especially in washes where you dilute it. It is very light fast, and Handprint also says it is the most intense red-orange pigment in watercolor, and that the only other brand or the only source for this pigment is Sennelier French Vermilion. Some of those informations are not up to date on Handprint, so I'm not sure if it's really only Core and Sennelier. So if you have any more information about that, please let me know. So then we have here the Ultramarine Pink Dark. PB15, semi-opaque, staining. PB15 is a very light, fast pigment. It is also granulating, as we can easily spot here. This is one I am very interested in the Diazo Scarlet as well, to be honest, because this one, normally a PB15 is more a lavender-ish kind of purple. And we have here this more violet-y color, which reminds a little bit from its hue to quinacridone violets. So it is super unusual. I don't know any other brand offering a PB15 version like that. So that is definitely one I want to buy. Very, very pretty. Then the next color is not so unusual, but also unusual. It is a phthalo blue red shade. We have a lot of phthalo blue red shades. I've not worked a lot with them, so that's why I'm not so sure if all phthalo blue red shades look like that, because for me it has a lot of Prussian blue vibes. So I really, really are interested to seeing this color and Prussian blue next to each other, because if they are so similar, like they feel, or not identical, but at least a little bit similar, then this color, especially because it gets so damn dark here, could be a very good replacement for it, because PB 27 Prussian blue isn't light fast, but phthalo blue is a light fast pigment. So there's very interesting. It's a PB 15 column 0. It is transparent and staining. Then we have Naples Yellow Deep, PBR 24, semi-opaque, semi-staining, granulating, and also a very light fast pigment. This is your standard Naples Yellow. And because most Naples Yellow are mixed with the white, most brands offer when they offer it as a Naples Yellow Deep. This is a pigment which you have seen more and more in the last years in a lot of watercolor brands, so it is nothing very unusual. It is a nice color, definitely, but you see it a lot in other brands as well. So then the next color was or is the benzimidazolone burnt orange, PBR 25. It is transparent staining. They list it here as granulating as well. This is also a pigment which we've seen more and more in the last years. A lot of brands offer it nowadays. It is very light fast. Something definitely not up to date on Handprint is that they listed as Daniel Smith as the only source of providing a watercolor with it, because, like I said, definitely we have a lot of brands nowadays offering this pigment, a very, very beautiful, reddy, earthy brown, lovely color. Have it from multiple brands as well. So then we have the Perylene Crimson PR 179 semi-transparent staining. PR 179 is normally called Perylene Maroon. That's the official name. It is listed on Handprint as a top 40 pigment. It is light fast, and Core lists it here as granulating, which is normally very unusual for Perylene pigments. It does definitely look like it granulates, so that is very unusual and interesting for me. PR 179 comes in two versions, normally in a brown version or in a red version, but the red version is more like a cooler red. So this is more like an in-between, which I haven't seen in other brands. So that is something I definitely want to get and test. Also, I want to test with the granulation. So yeah, pretty color. Then we have a burnt umber natural, PBR 7, semi-opaque, staining. I'm very confused that Core didn't list it as granulating, because it looks like it is granulating, and PBR 7 is normally a color which is granulating. It differs from wherever in the world they source it, between very, very mildly to very strongly granulation. Normally, I don't like natural umbers, but this one here has this very interesting color separation effect between more blackish looking particles and brown yellowish particles. So that is something I could see myself buying, because it has a very nice effect. Then we have the Payne's Gray Violet, PV 29. This is Perylene Violet. Then we have a PBK 7. That's a carbon black. Then we have PB 15 column 3, which is a phthalo blue green shade. It is listed as opaque. I'm not quite sure why it is completely opaque, because I would have thought, because of the pigment, that it is more semi-opaque. They've listed it as staining and as granulating. Staining is definitely because of phthalo pigment, and I think the PV29 is staining as well, and also granulating. Yeah, that I'm not quite sure why, but it is a nice gray. But I personally, at least from the swatches here, I don't think it looks very violetish. Yeah, maybe in when you see it in real, it looks more violetish. So this is also a color which is very interesting to me, Perylene Violet, PV29, semi-opaque staining. That is definitely a light fast pigment. And this is a very unusual shade of Perylene Violet. At least my Perylene Violets look a little bit different. So that is something I would like to buy and test it and compare it with my other ones. Also, it also has some areas where it seems that it could have a slight granulation, like we had with the other Perylene pigment. So that is something also which confuses me a lot because, like I said, normally Perylene pigments aren't known as granulating pigments. So, and this one here is the cadmium purple, which I found highly interesting as well, because you don't have a lot of companies offering a shade of cadmium red like that. And they all are a little bit different to each other as well. So this is very, very beautiful. It's a PR 108, of course, cadmium red. It is semi-opaque, semi-staining. It is a very light fast pigment listed on Handprint as a top 40 pigment. And normally, cadmium reds are a granulating pigment. They differ between very mildly, so that you nearly can't see it, to very, very strongly, which is the only source I know so far is the Volcano Red from Schmincke's super granulating line. This here looks also that it granulates, but the core, to my confusion, haven't listed it as granulating, so I'm not quite sure why. Because it does seem to granulate. So then we have here the iridescent copper. This is iron oxide coated mica pigment. Mica powder is made from muscovite, and it is also has a pigment name. It's a PW20. Then we come to the interference colors. This is the violet. It is listed as granulating here, and it does seem to granulate a little bit, and that is something very confusing because a lot of the interference colors here now are listed as granulating, and I don't normally have granulating interference color. Normally, I would say I have enough interference colors, I don't need any more, but the granulating effect here, you can see it very good as well, even if they didn't listed it as granulating here, which is a little bit confusing in the red. But yeah, I probably would maybe buy one and test it. And if they really are granulating, then I would probably buy more of them. So that is, of course, you can't really take good photos of colors like that. So they look very vibrant, always on a dark surface, like the blue here. This is also listed as granulating. But when you are putting it on a white or a very light surface, it is nearly invincible. You will only see the shimmer when you are moving your paper. And it is due to the reason that the white reflects the light back and the black surface doesn't, or a darker surface. And this is the reason why you have so different results with interference colors. This is the green. It's also listed as granulating. I have read or heard a lot of people all over the internet about interference colors that they were totally disappointed because they are so weak on a white surface. I can only say with every kind of metallic glittery colors, always swatch it on dark and white, because a lot of those colors are very invincible on a lighter surface and does look completely different on the darker surface. So here we have the 3 colors I'm super interested in, the interference shift colors. We have here the violet green shift. I have tried to catch both variations, because when you look on the website, then the image is changing constantly. This is the green orange shift, which doesn't look very different on the pictures here. But like I said, it is super, super hard to get good photos of colors like that. These are 3 colors I definitely will buy when they are available in Germany. I will definitely do a video about it. So if you're unsure, you could always wait and stay tuned. As soon as they are released here and I'm able to get them, then I will buy them and do a video about it. So this is the green blue, and this is also the last color. Like I said, these are colors which, or metallics, especially interference ones, I can only say the most or the best clue to how they're looking in real would be video, at least. So far, I only know shifting interference colors like that from Rembrandt. Within the major brands, of course, we have a lot of other brands offering metallic watercolors and shifting watercolors, but shifting interference colors is definitely something you don't see a lot. So this is definitely something more unusual than normal interference colors. So yeah, I hope this more detailed look at the colors was helpful. As always, I'm super thankful for a follow or a thumbs up, because it really, really helps me and the channel out. Thank you very, very much for watching, and I wish you a wonderful day and hope to see you soon. Bye bye.